Hi everyone, this tutorial is for a crochet newborn beanie, and it's a pretty basic beanie. This is the little beanie that I made. This is going to be what it's going to look like. I'm doing this for someone at work. Her daughter's having a baby girl, and she showed me the yarn and the size hook that she'll be using. So for this tutorial you will need a ball of yarn. I'm using Bernat Softy Chunky, and the recommended crochet hook is 8mm. So you will need an 8mm crochet hook, pair of scissors, tape measure, and yarn needle. Make sure you have a large eye so that you can get the bulkier yarns through the needle. So a newborn hat is about 13 inches circumference. This one is exactly 13 stretched out. And from the top to the bottom, this one is 5 inches, but I think newborns are anywhere from 4 1/4 to 5 inches. And you know, depending on your tension, your hat might come out a different size. So let's get started. So there's a couple of ways you can start your hat off. It's usually worked from the top down. The first way I'll show you is by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you slip stitch back into the first chain, which creates this ring, and then you will chain 2, and that does not count as a double crochet from here on and throughout the pattern. So your first round is 12 double crochets into the ring. So to do a double crochet, I just did one there. You yarn over, insert your hook into that ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that's how you do a double crochet. So that is one way to start the hat. My favorite way is using the magic ring. To do the magic ring, you wrap your yarn around, insert your hook into the ring, pull up the loop, and then chain 2. So there's the ring that you would have had with the first method of starting the hat. This way I find that once you're done and you pull on the tail end, it tightens the top a little bit better. So with the magic ring method, you chain 2. Remember, this does not count as the first double crochet. So I will go ahead and do 12 double crochets into the magic ring, yarn over, insert the hook into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's your first double crochet. I find that it's helpful if you keep your thumb and middle finger holding the base so that it's not floppy and kind of you're chasing the yarn and having everything go everywhere. So let's do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There's your second double crochet, yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So you need a total of 12. That is 1. So this is the chain 2 that doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 double crochets. I need a total of 12. So there's 5. And it's always good to go back and count if you're not sure. I did that a lot when I first started, and it really helped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you'll notice I crocheted over the tail so that I don't really have to weave it in at the end, and you can just cut off what's remaining. So what you want to do now is pull it tight. So with the magic ring method, it cinches up the middle a lot better than the other way. So now you want to slip stitch to the top of the double crochet to the beginning. So make sure you go through both loops, pull up a loop, and then pull through the one on the hook. So that's to slip stitch and to close it up. For round 2, it's going to be an increase round. What that means is you will start putting 2 double crochets into each stitch. So this will count as 1 stitch because that's the one that we just went into, and then this is the next one, this is the next one. So they're pretty easy to see, especially with the larger size yarn. So we'll start off by chaining 2, and this does not count as a double crochet. So your first stitch is the one you're coming out of. Go ahead and do 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And that's your first double crochet. Do it again, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So now you have 2 double crochets into that one stitch. And since this is an increase round, you do the same for all of the stitches all the way around. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the same stitch again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So go ahead and do that all the way around, 2 in each stitch. This is an increase round. And for newborns, the hats are so small that this is the only increase round that we're going to do. So I'm at my last one. There's 1 and there's 2. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. Insert your hook, pull the yarn through both loops. So it's always a good idea to double check that you have 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So at this point, because we're working on a newborn, you want to measure your work to see how long it is. And at 4 inches, and I'll try and provide the link to the chart that I use, at about 4 to 4¼ inches is where you want to stop increasing for newborns. So like I said, that is the last round that we will be increasing. From here on out, we will only be doing 1 double crochet into each stitch. So round 3, let's start by chaining 2, and that does not count as a double crochet. So your first stitch goes into the same stitch the chain 2 is coming out of. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. So now I'm going into the next stitch. We're no longer increasing, so we're only doing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Here I'm at my last one. I'll go ahead and slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. So this is the right side of the hat. You can tell the wrong side looks a little different. So that was round 3. For round 4, you do the same thing as round 3. Chain 2, double crochet into that very first stitch, and 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So here I am back at the beginning. This is my last double crochet stitch. And again, I want to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. So you can see that once you stop increasing, it starts to curve and make this hat shape. So for the newborn beanie, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. So I'm on round 4. I'll go ahead and do 1 more round, and you want it to be about 4¼ inches to 5. So chain 2 does not count as a double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, pull through 2. So do your double crochet in each stitch around, just like you did on the previous round. and you want to double crochet into the last stitch and slip stitch to the top of your first double crochet. So now you should probably measure to see how big the hat is. So this is about 4 1/4. So that's about the right size for a newborn. And you know, it's, if you're not sure, it's always better to go a little bit bigger so the baby can grow into it, and you know, it's bigger than it being too small. So I'm going to put 2 single crochets around the edge just to make it a little bit prettier. To do a single crochet, chain 1, and that doesn't count as a single crochet. Insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop with 2 stitches on your hook, you yarn over and pull through both of them. So that's a single crochet. It's a little bit, there's less steps than the double crochet. So again, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you want to do this in each stitch 1 single crochet all the way around until you get to the beginning. So now I'm on the last stitch, single crochet, and slip stitch to the, this is where we chained 1, that's our first single crochet, slip stitch in there, chain 1. So now we're doing the second round of single crochet. So you do the same thing you did in the previous round all the way around. So here I am at the last stitch again. Do 1 last single crochet, and this is your chain 1 right here, and your first single crochet, insert your hook and do a slip stitch. Now you can fasten off. To do that, cut off your yarn leaving a tail, and then yarn over 1 last time and pull it through that loop all the way through, tighten it, and now put your yarn in your needle. So this is why a large eye is a good idea, because this yarn is a little bit bulky and I'm already having trouble. Sometimes it helps to just snip it and give it a fresh tip. So because this is the right side of your hat, you want to weave it in on the inside. So let me just show you what the wrong side and the right side kind of looks like. So this, you can see the double crochet stitches nicely. This one is the wrong side, and it doesn't look too bad, but it is the wrong side of the hat. I mean, unless you prefer it to, that, you know, type of look, that's completely fine. So let me flip that back over and just weave in through the yarn on the inside of the hat. I like to just make another knot in most of my hat just to kind of extra security. So by wrapping your yarn around your needle once, holding your thumb there, pull the yarn tight, that kind of makes a knot, and then I just kind of weave back and forth. There's it's really up to you how you want to weave the ends in. Go back, and then just cut off your yarn. And then you'll do the same for the top. So this is the tail that was in the beginning of your work, and you can choose to cut it off because we crocheted around it. I like to just do a little bit more weaving just so that it doesn't fall apart. So do another knot, wrap my yarn over the needle once, tighten it, weave it in a little more. Just want to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And snip that tail. Be careful when you're cutting. I have accidentally snipped one of my stitches while I was cutting it off. And as you can imagine, that was very frustrating because I pretty much ruined the hat and had to start over. So this is the completed hat. This one's been kind of stretched out, and so this one looks a little smaller. So you can add a pom-pom or some buttons, maybe a crochet flower or two, really up to you. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped.